Good morning, children. Already we have completed the chemical reactions and equations. Children, in today's class we will start new lesson. Okay, see here. Hydrangea is a plant. This plant gives two different colored flowers. One is pink colored flower and another one is blue colored flower. This hydrangea plant gives pink colored flower when this plant is grown in alkaline soil. Okay, this hydrangea plant, it gives pink colored flower when it is grown in alkaline soil, but it gives blue colored flower when it is grown in acidic soil. Similarly, here one more plant, that is petunias plant, it also gives two different colored flowers. One is violet colored flower, another one is reddish purple colored flower. Okay, among these violet colored flower, okay, this petunias plant gives violet colored flower when it is grown in alkaline soil, and it gives reddish purple colored flower when it is grown in acidic soil. Children, here we can observe that these two plants, these hydrangea and petunias plants, they give two different colored flowers when they are grown in different soils. That is, one is alkaline and another one is acidic soil. When they are grown in alkaline soil, they will give different color. They will give one kind colored flower. When it is grown in acidic soil, they will give different colored flower. Okay, so hydrangea plant, it gives pink colored flower when it is grown in alkaline soil and gives blue colored flower when it is grown in acidic soil. Similarly, this petunias plant, it gives violet colored flower in alkaline soil and reddish purple colored flower in acidic soil. So with the help of these two plants, we can predict whether the soil is acidic or alkaline in nature. On the basis of their flower color, we can predict whether the soil in which these plants are grown, whether they are acidic or in basic. Okay, so it is easy to find out whether the soil is alkaline or acidic. So we will see these petunias and hydrangea flowers, they are known as pH sensitive flowers because this flower gives two different colored flowers in a different medium. In alkaline medium, it gives one kind of flower, and in acidic medium, it gives another kind of flower. Therefore, it is known as pH sensitive flower. This pH is associated with acidity, basicity. Then what is acidity, what is basicity, what are acids, what are bases, how they react with the other elements, okay, and all these things we will learn in this chapter 2, acids, bases and salts. Children, nowadays in our surrounding, you might have seen that from small children to aged people, nowadays they are suffering from a problem, acidity. Okay, nowadays from small children to aged people, they are suffering from a problem, acidity. Acidity is caused when the excess amount of hydrochloric acid is released in stomach. Okay, usually normally in our body, daily hydrochloric acid is produced in our stomach. This hydrochloric acid plays very crucial role in the digestion of food. It helps in breaking the food molecule. Okay, but when this hydrochloric acid is produced in excess, when it is produced in excess, it damages the walls of stomach, causing a condition ulcer. Okay, when ulcers are formed on the walls of the stomach, person who is suffering from the acidity will experience some kind of pain. Okay, so the person who is suffering from the acidity will experience some kind of pain due to the production of the hydrochloric due to the production of excess hydrochloric acid in stomach. This excess hydrochloric acid released in the stomach, it damages the walls of the stomach and causes the ulcers on the walls of the stomach, which causes the pain. So to overcome the acidity, the persons who are suffering from the acidity are suggested to consume baking soda, soda water or antacid. Okay, this baking soda, soda water or antacid. Usually antacid consists of hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, and this baking soda and this soda water, they are also used by the persons who are suffering from acidity. Actually, in stomach, acidity is caused due to this excess hydrochloric acid. When antacid is consumed by the person who is suffering from the acidity, actually this antacid is having base, that is, it is in antacid, aluminum hydroxide is present. It is a base and this hydrochloric acid is a acid. In stomach, acid is present when antacid is consumed or it is taken by the person who is suffering from acidity. So since this antacid consists of aluminum hydroxide, it is a base. So when acid and base reacts, this neutralization reaction takes place and the excess of acid produced in the stomach is neutralized by the base which is present in the antacid. So here, excess amount of hydrochloric acid is neutralized by the aluminum hydroxide which is present in antacid. Okay, on neutralizing this hydrochloric acid molecules, the acidity of the person is lowered, or it is acid which is present in which is released in excess quantity in stomach is lowered, and the person will overcome the pain. Let us see the food that we consume daily. They consist of acids and bases. Okay, let us see acids in food. The food which are having acids, the food in which acid is present, their taste is sour. Their taste is sour. Examples for the foods which are having acids: lemon juice, curd, all alcohols, ethanol. Okay, orange juice, tomato, vinegar, all these examples. Okay, they contain acids in them. Lemon contains citric acid, this curd contains lactic acid. Okay, and this orange, it contains citric acid, tomato, oxalic acid, vinegar, acetic acid. Okay, we will see now bases in food. The food in which bases are present, their taste is bitter. And examples for the food which are having bases are carrots, almonds, apple, watermelon, etc. Children, now we will see what are acids and bases. First we will learn what are acids. The substance which when dissolved in water, produces hydrogen ion. Hydrogen ion or hydronium ions are known as acids. So hydrogen ion, this hydrogen ion is positively charged. Therefore, the hydrogen with positive charge above it is known as proton. This hydrogen ion is also known as proton. The hydrogen carrying the positive charge. The hydrogen atom carrying the positive charge is known as proton. We can also say, instead of hydrogen ion, we can also use the term proton. The substance which when dissolved in water produces proton or hydrogen ion or hydronium ion. Hydronium ion means H3O plus. This hydronium ion you will learn in higher class. Okay. Now we will see example for the acid. HCl, hydrochloric acid. When this acid is dissolved in the water, when hydrochloric acid is dissolved in water, on dissolving, this hydrochloric acid releases hydrogen ion along with chlorine ion. This chlorine ion is negatively charged, so this is known as chloride ion. Negatively charged ion is known as anion, and positively charged ion is known as cation. This is hydrogen ion, or we can also write proton. So we will learn one more example. HNO3. This is nitric acid. HNO3 is a nitric acid. When this nitric acid is dissolved in the water, it breaks into, or it releases, on dissolving this nitric acid in water, it releases hydrogen ion and nitrate ion. This is hydrogen ion, or we can also say this proton. This is nitrate ion. This ion is carrying negative charge, therefore it is a anion. The word acid is derived from the word acidus. Acidus meaning sour to taste. Actually, these acids are sour to taste. Examples for the acids are hydrochloric acid. Chemical formula of hydrochloric acid is HCl. Sulfuric acid, chemical formula is H2SO4. Citric acid, oxalic acid, formic acid. Okay. Actually, these hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acids, they are known as mineral acids or inorganic acids, and they are known as organic acids. Next we will see what are inorganic acids and what are organic acids. See here children, acids may be inorganic acids or inorganic acids. First we will learn what are inorganic acids. The acids which are obtained from minerals are called inorganic acids. The acids which are obtained from minerals are known as inorganic acids. Examples for the inorganic acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid, sulfurous acid, nitrous acid. Okay, like this we find plenty of inorganic acids. And here we will see what are organic acids. The acids which are obtained from the plants, or the acids which are extracted from the plants and contain carbon, are called organic acids. The acids which are obtained from plants and contain carbon are known as organic acids. Okay. Examples for organic acids are citric acid. It is found in lemon and orange. Lactic acid. It is found in curd. This lactic acid is present in curd. Acetic acid, it is present in vinegar. Tartaric acid, it is present in tamarind. This formic acid present in red ant sting. Oxalic acid, oxalic acid is present in tomato. So here on the basis of the origin, or on the basis of the source from which they are obtained, these acids may be organic acids and inorganic acids. Inorganic acids are the acids which are obtained from minerals, whereas organic acids are the acids which are obtained from plants and contain carbon. So here we have discussed the examples of inorganic and organic acids. So see here children, formic acid, actually it is present in red ant sting. Okay, children, you might have experienced the red ant bite. Okay, whenever we experience red ant bite, whenever this red ant bites, okay, it releases the formic acid. It releases the formic acid on the surface of skin. Whenever red ant bites, it releases the formic acid which is present in its sting. When this formic acid is released on the skin, on our skin, this formic acid reacts with the skin and it causes some kind of irritation. So whenever we are experienced red ant bite, immediately we have to put some soap solution, or we have to put some bathing soap on the surface of the skin where we will experience the red ant bite. In that place we have to put the bathing soap. So because that bathing soap is basic in nature and it is made up of base, so when that base is placed on the surface of the skin where formic acid is released, this acid reacts with the base present in the soap and these acids are neutralized. As a result, this formic acid cannot react with the skin and it do not cause the irritation. Similarly, that what happens, that one, honeybees, whenever they bites, immediately we have to place soap or potassium permanganate crystals on the surface of the skin where it will bite. Okay, so that immediately the acid which is released by that bees are neutralized. So further we will not experience the irritation. So these are the organic and inorganic acids. Children, now we will see bases. The substances which when dissolved in water releases OH minus ions or hydroxide ions. OH minus ions are also known as hydroxide ions, are known as bases. The substances which when dissolved in water releases OH minus ions or hydroxide ions. These OH minus ions are known as hydroxide ions, are known as bases. For example, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a base. When this base is dissolved in the water, it breaks into this sodium hydroxide breaks into sodium plus ion and OH minus ion, that is hydroxide ion. So this is positively charged ion, therefore it is known as cation. This is sodium cation or sodium ion. This is OH minus ion, so it is hydroxide ion. Children, see here, according to the definition of bases, the base is the substance which when dissolved in water, it should release the OH minus ion. See here, this sodium hydroxide, when it is dissolved in the water, it releases the hydroxide ion. Therefore, this sodium hydroxide is an example for the base. Now we will see one more example, potassium hydroxide. When potassium hydroxide is dissolved in water, okay, when potassium hydroxide is dissolved in water, this potassium hydroxide breaks into potassium cation and hydroxide anion. Or hydroxide ion. So this potassium hydroxide, when it is dissolved in the water, it releases hydroxide ion. Therefore, according to the definition of the bases, the substance which when dissolved in water releases hydroxide ion is known as base. Therefore, this potassium hydroxide releases the hydroxide ion when it is dissolved in water. Therefore, it is an example for the potassium. Sorry, it is an example for the base. There are more examples for the bases like calcium hydroxide, aluminium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, etc. And these bases, they are bitter to taste. They are bitter to taste. They are bitter to taste. Children's, some of the bases are water soluble. Some of the bases are water soluble. Water soluble bases are known as alkalis. Water soluble bases are known as alkalis. But some of the bases are insoluble in water. Some of the bases are insoluble in water. These insoluble bases are just known as bases. Remember children, bases, some of the bases are water soluble. When some of the bases, when they are placed in the water, they are soluble in water. These water soluble bases are known as alkalis. It means when bases are dissolved in water, they will give alkalis. But some of the bases, they are insoluble in water. They are not dissolving in water. Therefore, since they are not dissolving in the water, they do not form alkalis. Therefore, they remains as it is. They remains as a base. Okay. Therefore, we can say that all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Sometimes in exam, questions may be asked like this. all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Give reason or justify the statement. See here, already I have told you some of the bases, they are soluble in water. When they are soluble in water, they will form a solution. That solution is known as alkalis. The bases which are soluble in water are known as alkalis. Therefore, the alkalis are formed when base is dissolved in the water. Therefore, all the alkalis are bases. But all bases are not alkalis, because some of the bases are insoluble in water and they do not form alkalis. They do not form alkalis. Therefore, all the bases are not forming the alkalis. That is, they are not, all the bases are not dissolved in water. So, all the bases are not alkalis. So, it is very important. Remember children, once again I will explain here. The water soluble bases are known as alkalis. But water insoluble bases are not known as alkalis. They are not alkalis, because alkalis are formed when base is dissolved in the water. Okay, therefore, since alkalis are formed when bases are dissolved in water, therefore all the alkalis are bases. Okay, see here what happens in case of bases which are insoluble in water. Okay, water insoluble bases, some of the bases are insoluble in water. As a result, they do not form alkalis. Therefore, all the bases are not alkalis. Okay, so children, in next class we will learn how to identify the acids and how to identify the presence of acids and bases in a given compound by using the acid base indicators. Then what are acid base indicators, how they are classified, and all that things we will learn in next class.